All right. Again. Hallelujah.
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 Woo. Thankful. Prayer in the house of Yah. Okay, TV Land, we are in service today. I welcome you back to the house of Yah on June the 18th. Oh, excuse me, June the 16th. Wow, 2 days quicker. 2018. Welcome to El-beth-el Sabbathdaychurch. I am Bishop Ronolad Hairston Jr. in the house of Yah. We're here at 118 Chaney Avenue, Jacksonville, North Carolina, 28540. The times of the service, we are in Shabbat right now at 11:30. We got Yahuwah studies and instruction of Torah Wednesday night at 7. Then we got beginning of Shabbat on Friday nights at 7 o'clock. Again, I welcome everybody, TV Land, and anybody that sound my voice. You're always welcome to the house of Yahuwah. I hope you come and check us out and bring your presence as we bring our presence to Yah. Then may Yah get the glory, and He get the glory of our words and our worship to Him. The creed of the belt is Ephesians 4:5. We believe in one Yah, one faith, one baptism. In Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20, our foundation is built upon the apostles and the prophets. Yeshua the Messiah is the chief cornerstone. This is what we stand on. This is what we believe in. Anything else come to the contrary, we will shoot it. We will step on it. We will talk about it. And we will rebuke it real quick. If it ain't Yahusha, it ain't about Yahusha and Yahuwah, it's get rebuked. You believe that. It won't come up in here. You know what I'm saying? You come up here with some foolish things, I will speak my mouth and give you the judge, the cop, or some crazy one. And Satan come up here, we will speak the name, because like I said, we're going to let you know if you Satan or not, because if you got to bow down anyway, that means we're going to prove Yah's word, Yahuwah's word, and Yahusha. Now, if you ain't bowing down, then Yahusha's name is a lie, which we already know it's not. So, again, I welcome you, TV Land, to the house of Yah. And to my brothers and sisters over in Kush, all right, now Pastor Desiree, welcome to the house of Yah today. All right, may Yah bless you again for being in the house of Yah with us. Okay, we're going to move on to Shabbat day, Shabbat scriptures. If I forgot anything, the phone number here at El-beth-el, I did forget that. The phone number at El-beth-el is 910-388-5295. And my phone number is 910-381-3056. I give you the numbers. So you have questions about the Torah, about the Shabbat day, about baptism, about repentance, about the Rock Dish, or anything I speak about. You got your controversy, you got a problem with it, I'm asking you to give me a call. And I ain't ashamed to talk to you with the Darby ring. And like I said, it's been almost 2 years, Ellie King, almost 2 years more. Ain't nobody calling me. Okay, I guess I'm doing okay then. I guess you're scared and I'm doing okay. And I ain't heard no pastors, no bishops, no apostles, they say they are. Give me a call. I ain't heard nobody call me. So I guess I'm on track, which I thank Yahusha anyway. Yahusha would get me before you get me anyway. So if I'm off track, I know I'll hear from my Abba first. My Abba would stop in my hands. My Abba would tear me up. And now I'll be repenting before you and the whole house and TV Land. I ain't scared to repent. I will be repenting. I would tell you I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'll tell you it's from here to the dotted ring. I just got a revelation. I'm asking you to forgive me, and I will keep it moving. You can't hold it against me then, because before I repent before you, I already repented before Yahuwah already. He would have heard my mouth. He would have heard me crying out and everything else, and then I would come to you. You know what I'm saying? I would brought my gift before you, then go to the Father. All right, do we have any Shabbat scriptures today? We speak Shabbat today. We did good. Ellie King, man, we had a nice Yahuwah studies, instruction of the Torah, of His Word. We had a nice study on Wednesday. We talked about the Shabbat, which was awesome. It was an awesome Shabbat study. And like I said, you got any more questions? I do have CDs on the services, on Bible studies, so you let me know what day, what Bible study that you want, what service that you want, and I'll give you a copy and I will mail it to you free. I cannot charge you for the Darby ring, because Yahusha done paid the price already. He done paid the price. Like me and Brother Fabian said yesterday, He wasn't trying to go, but he loved it so much, he did it anyway. You know, that's his word. I ain't getting in my sermon. But Yahshua definitely wasn't trying to go to the cross. You know, but he counted joy. All right. Okay, do anybody want to share a Shabbat scripture? You know? So, what you looking for, man? All right, there you go. That big brick. Yeah, go ahead and get that scripture, man. If you're going to read, I want you to read that whole chapter again for me. If you don't mind, you know what I'm saying? I know where you're at now. I want to read it again. I was in one of my sermons already, you know, so. Yeah. But let's go to Yeshayahu. I like Sister Sue. Yeshayahu chapter 66. I was listening to what I said the other day. I was copying, recording some of the sermons to get caught up because I was behind for the last 2 weeks. I'm still behind, but I'm catching up for that car leg, jet lag, whatever you want to say. Let's go to Yeshayahu chapter 66. Man. I'm about to go in front of this Sefer, man. I'm about to go to the front. I am not acquainted with this thing yet. Yes, I am. Yeshayahu. Hey. All right. Might as well just read. Right here, I really don't know. I'm in this new book right here. I'm trying to learn it myself. Okay, we're going to go verse 21.
16:21?
Yeah. So that, and I will also take of them for priests and for Levites. Yes, says Yahuwah, for as the renewed shamarines and the renewed earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, says Yahuwah. So shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from new moon to his new moon, and from Shabbat to his Shabbat, shall all flesh come to worship before me, says Yahuwah. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcass of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be a whoring unto all flesh. And I like that word in verse 23, and it shall come to pass that from new moon to his new moon. And Brother Favor was showing about the new moon. It was crescent last night about the new moon, and I got a better understanding. I appreciate that, Brother Favor. Like I learned. Like I said, Brother Favor, I still messed up on the moons. I just didn't understand. I was trying to understand the moons when you see a moon. What type of moon? I was still trying to learn that. Right now, at age 52, I was still learning about how to read the moons, how they did it back in the day. How Yisrael did. You know, they knew the moons. They knew the beginning of the month. They knew the end of the month. They knew the middle of the month. They knew that in the feast days. They look at the moon, they can straight tell you what's going on. So Brother Faye was hooking me up on that. Now I have a little more perspective, a little understanding about the beginning of the month. You know. And like I said, that's how we're going to learn the new months, by the moons. This isn't a millennium. And I was discussing that. And it shall be, and like I said, the new moon to his new moon, and from Shabbat to his Shabbat, shall all flesh come to worship before me. He says, all flesh should come worship before me from Shabbat to Shabbat. And I can share with y'all, how is that, man, that we ain't doing Shabbat today? Everybody doing Sunday to Sunday, man. That's not Shabbat. They're going to do that in millennium. We're going to be doing the Shabbat in a millennium. Point blank. We're going to be worshiping Yah. You know? Don't go be worshiping Yah. You go there in Zechariah, you go ahead now and read that, what he said in 14. You go ahead and miss those feast days like the Feast of Tabernacle. You ain't have no rain. You're gonna have some pestilence. You're gonna have some famine. You know what I'm saying? Get caught not worshiping Yah on those days. Yah gonna tear you up. Let's go to that was Yeshayahu. Let's go to Ezekiel. Jacksonville. Well, I'll learn that. Chapter 20. Huh?
It's third Ezra.
It's the third Ezra?
That's what it's labeled as.
Great. I do, because I was looking hard, but like I said, I thought you were saying 17. There's one that has 16. Yeah. But I was like, okay, I give up. But when you said 7, maybe real joys. So I know where it's at. Chapter 20, verse 13. But the house of Yisrael rebelled against me in the wilderness. They walked not in my statutes. They despised my judgment. Which if a man do, he shall even live in them. And my Shabbat they greatly polluted. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness to consume them. For I work for my name's sake, that they should not be polluted before the heathens, in whose sight I have brought them out. Yet also I lift up my hand unto them in the wilderness, that I will not bring them into the land which I have given them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all land, because they despise my judgment, and walked not in my statutes, but polluted my Shabbat. For their heart went after their idols. Nevertheless, my eyes spared them from destroying them, neither did I make an end of them in the wilderness. But I said unto their children in the wilderness, walk you not in the statute of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourself with their idols. And Yahuwah Elohim. What's that? Yahuwah Elohim. Walk in my statutes and guard my judgment. And do them. There you go, that guard. I'm trying to tell you, every time I see guard means keep. It says guard my judgments and do them. And hallow my Shabbat. And they shall be a sign between me and you, that you may know that I am Yahuwah. Notwithstanding, the children rebelled against me. They walked not in my statutes, neither guarded my judgments, even not guarded my judgments to do them, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. They polluted my Shabbat. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them, to accomplish my anger against them in the wilderness. Nevertheless, I withdrew my hand and wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth. I lift up my hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them among the heathen, and disperse them through the countries, because they have not executed my judgment, but have despised my statute, and have polluted my Shabbat. And their eyes were after their father's idols. Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, and judgment whereby they should not live. And I polluted them in their own gifts. Wow. In that they caused to pass to the fire, and all to open the wombs, that I might make them desolate, to the end that they might know that I am Yahuwah. I'll stop right there. Know that a sign, know that, that is their Yahuwah. He made a sign between them. They know that they sanctified them. He told them, now even follow your fathers. The fathers, they did not keep what their fathers did. The fathers don't polluted my Shabbat. He told the children, don't follow your father's idols and keep your father's idols. But they decide to follow the father's ways. So Yahuwah let them be destroyed. Yahuwah has scattered them. That's why we are scattered today. Wonder why we ain't together anymore. Because Yahuwah let them scatter us. Because we did not keep his laws, statutes, commandments, and judgment. We did not guard his judgments. You know, he said he's going to judge us. He judged us already. That's why we spread out like we are now. And there's only very few that keeps his Shabbat. There's only a few of us together. There's like a handful that will be obedient to his laws, his precepts, his statutes, commandments. Anybody want to go? You want to speak? It's this one. Anybody got Shabbat scripture? Okay. Ezekiel 22. Verse 9. Verse 10. Verse 8. You have despised my holy thing and have profaned my Shabbat. And you are men that carry tails to shed blood. And you that they eat upon the mountains. In the midst of you they commit lewdness. And you have they discovered their father's nakedness. And you have they humbled her that was set apart for pollution. And one has committed abomination with his neighbor's woman. And another has lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law. And another in you has humbled her sister, his father's daughter. And you have taken gifts to shed blood. You have taken usury, increase, and you have greatly gained of your neighbors by extortion, and have forgotten me, says Elohim Yahuwah. Behold, therefore I have smitten my hand at your dishonest gain, which you have made, and at your blood, which has been in the midst of you. Can your heart endure, or can your hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with you? Oof. I, Yahuwah, has spoken it, and I will do it. I will scatter you among the heathen. Excuse me. Praise him. Read Ezekiel chapter 22. Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 11. And one has committed abomination with his neighbor's woman. Another has lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law. And another in you has humbled his sister, his father's daughter. And you taken gifts to shed blood. You have taken usury, increase, and you have greatly gained of your neighbors by extortion, and have forgotten me, says Elohim Yahuwah. Behold, therefore I have smitten my hand at your dishonest gain, which you have made, and at your blood which has been in the midst of you. Can your heart endure, or can your hands be strong in the day that I shall deal with you? Oof. Look at verse 14. Imagine that too on Shabbat day too. Can your heart endure, or can your hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with you? And Yahuwah is challenging you right there. That's a hard saying right there. He's talking about us. Can you stand where Yahuwah going to deal with you for being disobedient to him? I'm talking about your heart, your hands. Yahuwah has spoken it and will do it. And I will scatter you among the heathen and inspire and disperse you in the countries, and will consume your filthiness out of you. And you shall take your inheritance and yourself in the sight of the heathens. And you shall know that I am Yahuwah. And the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of Adam, the house of Yisrael is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even the dross of silver. Therefore, man, he said, you a scum. Iron, tin, those not precious metals. That's what he says, what you become. Verse 19. Therefore, thus says Elohim, Yahuwah, because you are all become dross, scum. Behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace, to blow the fire upon it, to melt it. So will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yes, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and you shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of a furnace, so shall you be melted in the midst of thereof. And you shall know that I am Yahuwah, have poured out my fury upon you. And the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of Adam, say unto her, you are the land that is not cleansed, nor rain upon it the day of indignation. There is the spirits of the prophets in the midst thereof. Yahusha. All right. All right. Still in 22. Now this is what Yahuwah is going to do. I don't mention not just keep the Shabbat, man. He talking about exhortation your neighbors. He talking about, man, defiling your neighbor's wife and your daughter-in-law, your sister. Dad, come on, you can't say that, brother favorite. This is what y'all is doing right here, man. He said he's going to pour you out, man, indignation like silver. Burn like silver. That's hot. Gold. That's hot. Continue on reading. Verse 22. As silver is melted in the midst of furnace, so shall you be melted in the midst of thereof. And you shall know that I am Yahuwah, have poured out my fury upon you. And the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of Adam, say unto her, you are the land that is not cleansed, nor rain upon it the day of indignation. The rain upon it is a drought, dry land. There is conspiracy of the prophets in the midst thereof, conspiracy, like a roaring lion raving the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure of precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. These what these priests are doing. We're talking about the priests. Now I'm talking about my brothers not keeping. I'm talking about the priests that are not doing the Shabbat. The priests. This is what the priests are doing. They are devouring souls, verse 25. They have taken treasures of precious things. Treasures of precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. They have made many widows. Her priests have violated my Torah. The priests have violated my word, violated my Torah. They have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the Kaddish and they have profaned neither. They have shown difference between the unclean and the clean. and they had hid their eyes from my Shabbat, and I am profane amongst them. And I like that in verse 26. They have hid their eyes from my Shabbat. People know, the priests know the day about the Shabbat, but they hid it. You know why they hid it? They still trying to make increase, exhortation on the brothers and the sisters, on the men and women. They're making an increase. They say there ain't no money on the Shabbat. That's why they ain't keeping the Shabbat. Or the money's on a Sunday. That's where they make their money at. Think about somebody like me, preaching like me keeping the Shabbat. They ain't trying to hear that. That's why these preachers right now, they keep it on Sunday. That's why these preachers right now ain't come on Shabbat. Because they know there ain't no money in it. That's why, they're making filthy lucre off the house of Yah. That's why he said they're making treasure. Where was that? It says right here in verse 25. They have taken the treasures of the precious things. Treasures of the precious things. The precious things, we are precious before Yah. Treasures are the precious things. They're making money off of Yah's people, Yahuwah's people. And again, they hid their eyes for the Shabbat. That's verse 26. Verse 27. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves raving to prey, to shed blood, and to destroy souls, and get dishonored gain. And her prophets have dubbed them with untempered mortar, seeing vanity, and divvying lies unto them, saying, Thus says Elohim Yahuwah, when Yahuwah has not spoken. When Yahuwah has not spoken. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy, yet they have oppressed the strange wrongfully. And I have sought for a man amongst them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I have found none. Therefore I have poured out my indignation upon them. I have consumed them with the fire of my wrath. Their own way have I recompense upon their heads, says Elohim, Yahuwah. And still Yahuwah is still looking for somebody to stand in the gap. But none ain't gonna stand in the gap, Yahuwah. Yahuwah is still looking out there. They don't hid their eyes from the Shabbat. Trying to make, treasures off the possession. Precious possession. We know why it's precious possession? Like we said, Yahusha didn't want to go to the cross. Out there, man, talking about, Father, take this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. Sweating. He went 3 times before Yahuwah. Because he already knew what was coming. That was the flesh we're talking about. We're not talking about inward, that's Yahuwah. We're talking about the flesh. That's why I said no flesh wants to die. I'm trying to tell you. Ain't no flesh don't want to die. But Yahusha gave it up for our precious treasures. We are his treasures. Go ahead.
We don't know what Yahusha went through in the Shaul for those 3 days.
All right. I ain't going there either. It's a good one too. I like that. 3 days in the Shaul. He got the keys. I know that.
He got the keys though at the end of the day.
You believe that? That's only I know. That's only I care about right now. That's why I can speak and rejoice and all that. He got the keys. Like he said, the gates of hell should not prevail against him no more. He got the keys. He gave us the keys now. Because he got the keys. So like I said, when we keep on Shamari on earth, when we keep on earth, when we lose, and like I said, we keep in Shamari, we keep on earth, we keep in Shamari, when we lose on earth, we lose in Shamari. So I'm talking about the prophets. I ain't talking about the people that keep. I'm talking about the overseers of the house now. That hid their eyes from the Shabbat. Now, it's saying that we are here. They up there steepling other people in the house, not their wives, and defiling their skirts and everything else, looting, making money off the people. And y'all said, man, he gonna put you in like the silver and the gold. It's anger. That's hot. We talked about that, but that's coming. That's coming. You got any other Shabbat scriptures that want to speak? Let's go to Yirmiyahu, chapter 17. We're so close. Verse 21. Thus says Yahuwah, take heed to yourself and bear no burdens on the Shabbat, nor bring it into the gates of Jerusalem. Neither carry forth a burden out of your house on Shabbat. Neither do you any work, but hallow you the day of the Shabbat, as I commanded your fathers. But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ears. Again, this is what Yirmiyahu was saying to Ezekiel. And it shall come to pass, if you diligently hearken to me, says Yahuwah, to bring in no burdens through the gates of this city on Shabbat, but hallow the day of Shabbat, to do no work therein. Then shall there enter into the gates of this city kings and princes sitting upon the thrones of David, riding on chariots and on horses, they and their princes and men of Yehuda, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And this city shall remain forever, and they shall come from the cities of Yehuda, and from the places about Jerusalem, and from the land of Benjamin, and from the plains, and from the mountains, and from the, what's that one? Negev? Bringing burnt offerings and sacrifices and meat offerings and incense, and bringing sacrifice of praise unto the house of Yahuwah. But if ye will not hearken to me to hallow the day of Shabbat, and not to bear burdens, or enter into the gates of Jerusalem on Shabbat, then I will kindle a fire in the gates thereof, and it shall devour the palace of Jerusalem, and it shall not be quenched. And we already know that happened. That was a prophecy. Jerusalem, or Jeremiah was, Yirmiyahu was, Jeremiah was saying there to the people. He was warning them. He said, if you keep it, you have princes and kings riding. But not, said there'll be a fire that will not quench, will burn the gates of Jerusalem. And you already know that the Babylons came down and burnt the whole city. Right? Burnt the whole city.
Thank God. They were out of control.
Yes, they was. But it was already control already, because the Manasseh already messed that up right there. And I just don't understand that. His father, man, Hezekiah, man, served y'all faithful 50 years. Did works, priests, and everything else. Then Manasseh came, he was worse than all the kings before him. Y'all see he wasn't going to repent on that one. He wasn't. Because he didn't repent because Josiah came through after Manasseh. And he brought back the feast days of Passover and the Pascha and everything else. But still, Yahuwah still didn't repent for that. After that, they had wicked kings, Zedekiah and all them. And Yirmiyahu told them, and they didn't want to listen to him. And Yahuwah already knew that. And that's why he said Babylon, the Chaldeans came in there and destroyed the whole place. Because Yirmiyahu told them, keep the Shabbat. Keep the Shabbat. Let's go to Nehemiah. Shoot, I might need some help. Where's Nehemiah in the seafloor here, man?
Right after that, right before that. I don't know what happened.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
It should be in the front.
Should be in the front.
No, I mean, glossary.
That's what I mean. I'm in the glossary. That's where I straight running to. Part right there by Israel.
I'm not sure.
Here we go. Found it. 11:14. 11:14. Thank you for sure. Told you Satan don't want me to see nothing, man. You may be blinded up here, man. I gotta be praying under my breath. Y'all know I'm praying under my breath to find this stuff. Chapter 9. Israel too. We love the Ezra, Nehemiah, verse 11. Yeah, chapter 9, verse 9. And did see the afflictions of our fathers in the Mizraim, and heard their cry by the Red Sea, and showed signs and wonders upon Pharaoh, and on all the servants and on all the people of this land. For you knew that they dealt proudly against them. So did you get you a name as it is this day, and you did divide the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on the dry land, and their persecutors you threw into the deeps as a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover, you led them in the day by a cloudy pillar, and in the night by a pillar of fire, to give them light in the way wherein they should go. You come down also upon Mount Sinai, and spoke with them from Shamarine, and gave them right judgments, and true laws, and good statutes, and commandments, and made known to them your holy Shabbat, and commanded them precepts, statutes, and laws by the hand of Musa your servant. And I like that in verse 14. And you made known to them your holy Shabbat. So that's why I tell them, and I tell people right now, this not Moses' law. Moses carried the law for y'all. So you tell people that. Verse 14, he made known unto them your holy Shabbat, commanded them precepts, statutes, and laws by the hand of Musa your servant. By the hand. All Musa was just a messenger. He carried it. Carried it in his mouth and his hand. He carried it in his staff. But he said he made known his holy day. Y'all did it to us. He made it known when he came from Mount Sinai, when he spoke. When you told him and said, Moses, don't let y'all talk to us no more. At least he kills us. You speak to us. He made known. And y'all made a vow right then and day, a covenant, saying, y'all, we will keep your words. Y'all, we will keep your statutes. Y'all, we keep your judgments. Made known. Let's go to, I think it's 12. Chapter 12, same book. Nehemiah. I'm still trying to find it, sir. See, I'm in this big rock right here. I'm still trying to find my stuff right now. But I love it. I love it right here. Let's go to chapter 13. I know it's there. I can go back and freshen up on the other ones in chapter 10 or chapter 12, verse 15. In those days saw I in Yehuda some treading wine presses on the Shabbat, and bringing sheaves and laden asses, as also wines, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Shabbat. And I testified against them in the day wherein they sold victuals. There dwelt men of Taurus also therein, which brought fish and also manner of wares, and sold them, and sold on the Shabbat unto the children of Judah, unto the Yahudim of Judah and Jerusalem. And I contended with the nobles of Yehuda, and said unto them, what evil thing is this that you do, and profane the day of Shabbat? Did your fathers thus and not Elohim bring all this evil upon us and upon this city? Yet you bring more wrath upon Yisrael by profaning the Shabbat. And right, and I start right there. Remember what I talked about in Yirmiyahu in chapter 20, in chapter 17, verse 21. You know what I'm saying? He told him that if you keep Shabbat, you have princes and kings riding on high in Jerusalem. But he said, if not, he says the gates will be burned up and no fire will not be quenched. And that's what Nehemiah was telling them. This is what happened when Yirmiyahu was telling them. And y'all already know what happened, because we just built this, King Cyrus of Persia gave permission to build the temple again. We just built it. Now here you go, selling things, wine and asses and grapes and everything else, buying wares on the Shabbat. And then that's what Nehemiah said. Didn't our fathers did this, and this great wrath came upon us? You put a greater more trouble on us now. Because we already know what happened back there. Now we doing the same thing. We mocking y'all. We laughing at our forefathers. Oh, we see what happened, but we're going to do the same thing. We don't care.
Because they didn't have to work for it.
You got it right. Come on. Well said. A lesson yesterday. Talk about if you don't work for nothing, man, you don't appreciate it. If you work for it, then you going to appreciate it. And that's what he said, and that's what Yirmiyahu was saying. Nehemiah was saying. He said, verse 21, did I test against them and said unto them, why you lodge? Wait a minute, I'm going to go back up. Verse 18, did not our fathers thus, and did not our Elohim bring all this evil upon us and upon this city? Yet you bring more wrath upon Yisrael by profaning the Shabbat. And it came to pass, as when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Shabbat, I commanded that the gates should be shut, and charged that they should not be opened till after the Shabbat. And some of my servants said that I at the gate, that it should no burdens be brought in or the Shabbat. So the merchants and the sellers of all kinds of wares lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Now once, 1 week, twice, 2 weeks. Verse 21, did I testify against them and said to them, why lodge you about the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands on you. From that time forth came they no more on Shabbat. And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should come and guard and keep the gates to sanctify the day of Shabbat, and should remember me, O Elohim, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of your mercy. And that's, man, Nehemiah knew how to pray back in there, especially when he spoke to Yahuwah. But see how he said that? He told him to keep the Shabbat. He stood up for Shabbat. And like I said, Then 3 weeks, man. He told him, man. First week, the second week, third time says, you know what I'm saying? You come one more time, I'll lay hands on you. They stopped coming. You know, that means they started keeping Shabbat. You know, Nehemiah stood up. He stood up for the Shabbat. That's why he says, remember me, O Yah. Spare me according to your greatness and your mercy. Spare me according to your greatness and your mercy. You know, and he put his bid in for Yah. Remember, Yah, I'm staying up. I'm guarding your commandments. I'm guarding your precepts. I'm guarding your judgments, your statutes. You know, he stood up for it. So he already knew that Shabbat meant something. He already knew that not keeping Shabbat was evil. He already knew for them not keeping Shabbat, Yahuwah destroyed the temple the first time. Solomon's temple. You know, he gave warning to King Zedekiah. He told him to King Zedekiah, man, to humble himself. Listen to Nebuchadnezzar. You know, keep the commandments. Shun away for the law. So he says, shun for doing evil. But you know, King Zedekiah, King Zedekiah didn't want to listen. He was still right there profaning, still not keeping Shabbat, and still committing adultery, worship of idols. And y'all came through there and destroyed it with fire. And right here in Nehemiah said the same thing. You see our fathers, you're going to bring this great wrath on us. Just like our fathers did. For disobedience. And that's what's going on right now today. Disobedience. Nobody want to keep the Shabbat. Now that's why we go into great wraths. You know, we got great sorrow in this town. All around the United States, great sorrow. Because nobody want to keep the Shabbat. Nobody want to take heed of keeping the Shabbat. Everybody think that's funny. You know what I'm saying? They're laughing. They think they're laughing because they're laughing at us. And they're still keeping their Sundays. They're straight laughing at us. Saying that we are wrong. You know what I'm saying? They think
Bible verses with it.
You know, they think it's wrong that we keep a day. We regard, they said we regard a day. We regard this day, yes. You disregard it, we regard it. You know, that they're laughing at us because we keep the Shabbat. But now we got all troubles going in this land. You know, turn our back on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hurricanes, tornadoes, lava pits, storms, and all this, heat wave, pestilence. It's going on everything. Go ahead with the last scripture, with 2 more scriptures. Let's go to Marcus chapter 2. Mark, Bezerah, Marcus chapter 2. Verse 27, he said unto them that Shabbat was made for man and not man for the Shabbat. Therefore the son of Adam is Elohim also of the Shabbat. Yah said that. Yahusha said that. The son of Adam, which is Yahusha, is Elohim also of Shabbat. Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 5. Deuteronomy chapter 5. Verse 12. It says, guard the day of the holy Shabbat. Guard. That word guard. As Yahuwah has commanded you. 6 days you have labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is the Shabbat of Yahuwah. In it you shall not do any work, you nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your ox, nor your ass, nor any of your cattle. your stranger that is within your gates, that your manservant and your maidservant may rest as well as you. And remember that you were a servant in the land of Mizraim, and that Yahuwah brought you out thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore Yahuwah commanded you to observe the Shabbat day. He commanded you to observe it. To observe it. The Shabbat day. It says Yahuwah commanded you. That's why he said he made known to you the Shabbat day. He made known to you. And he commanded you to keep it. He made known. Not Musa. Talking about the laws of Musa. It ain't the laws of Musa. He carried it by the hand of Musa. He carried the Yahuwah laws by the hand of Musa. Musa ain't got nothing to deal with this. So that's why you need to stand correct. Y'all need to correct people. Tell them, oh, you keep the laws of Musa. I'm not keeping the laws of Musa. I'm keeping the laws of Yah. Don't tell me this Musa law. It's not his laws. So they come and tell you that, you laugh at them. You say, y'all need to read again. You need to read again. You got it twisted, man. You got it wrong. Tell them. You wrong at that. They start laughing at them. And you need to go back and read, or you need to get some glasses or something. Stop playing. All right, that is a Shabbat. Remember, like I said, if you got any questions on Shabbat, TV Land, please call me. So we go with the Dabarim. Bring the King James and the Sefer right here. I'm not gonna say Sefer, King James. Bring both. You want to get with it. Get with it. We'll move to the next order of service. Unless y'all have any questions, do you have any Shabbat scriptures you want to share? Bring it to us. Let us pray. Yeshua, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Praise your name, Yeshua. Praise your name, Yeshua, for you're worthy. For you're worthy, Yah. You're worthy, Yah. You're worthy. Yah, you're worthy, Yeshua. You're worthy. You're worthy, Yah. You're worthy, Yeshua. We thank you for Shabbat scriptures. Thank you for understanding revelations of the Shabbat. We thank you just keep on going forth and speaking Shabbat where people will get understanding that they need to keep the Shabbat. Keep the Shabbat more than to keep it on Sunday. Like I said, I didn't tell them it was wrong going on Sunday. Let somebody know Yeshua. But you can't serve two masters. You love one and hate the other. So you need to serve Yeshua first on Shabbat. And be faithful on Shabbat before you go on another day to worship. Oh, Yah, we thank you. Oh, Yah, we thank you for your daughter Marine today. And we come from the main part of the Torah, Yeshua. I'm going to ask you, give me wisdom, knowledge as I speak. Give me the scriptures. Y'all, I'm not going to be long. You gave me something to speak about. And I'm going to speak it. Through all things in Yahushua's name we pray, Allah. All right. I'm not going to be long, which I'm long already. I'm going to try to get this quick and sweet out the door. I said that. Elliot's where you laughing. Just be long-winded. Hey! Thank you, sure. I was thinking this the other day, man. I was playing around. I was thinking about this. Y'all's word is true. Y'all know that, right? Then y'all send his word. Y'all's word is true. He sent his word. His word is true. And it says his word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Yahuwah sent his word, man. You know what I'm saying? Yahuwah can't lie. His word is true. He don't send his word. That's why Yeshua said, you do anything in my name, my Father will do it. That's his word. And I was just thinking about it. Yahuwah ain't no joke, man. His word. You know what I said? You say, is that your word? Are you down with your word? You bond with your word? Y'all's down with his word too. He sent Yeshua. His word was made flesh. He dwelt among us. We beheld his glory, the full of grace and truth, from Musa was said. With Yuchanan the Baptist done spoke about. So y'all's word is true. Do you believe in this word? So it's going to go on Yakanah, Bezerah Yakanah. The Gospel of John. Bezerah. The Gospel of John. Bezerah. Yakanah. Bezerah. Yakanah. That's right. Chapter 1. I was just thinking about that. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. And the same was in the beginning with Yah. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was light, and light was the light of men. And light shined in darkness, and in darkness comprehended not. All right. So, we already know it in Bereshit chapter 1. When Yah spoke it, it came to pass. Did it not? Did it not?
Yes.
So, I'm talking about his word. If Yahuwah says something, he's going to do it. He spoke it. Let's go to, real quick, he gave me this one. Let's go to, Sefer. Let's go to Ivan, Hebrews. Just real quick, 1402 for me. I'm going to learn this thing. Verse 11, chapter 11, excuse me. Excuse me.
Need some bookmark.
There you go, sir. Thank you. There you go. There you go. I have to work on that. Thank you, sir. On that one. Chapter 11, verse 1. Now the faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Yahuwah, so that things which are not or seen were not made of things which do appear. Okay, verse 3 again. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Yahuwah, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. That's what faith was. And I like how he said that, which I was saying in Yakanan, that the word, Yah cannot lie against his word. He said it, and there it was. He said, let make man in our own image. Then he created male and female and gave them the breath of life. He spoke it, and it was. We came out of the ground. He said it. Y'all cannot lie against his word. Talk about his word. Yahuwah sent his word, and Yahuwah is true about his word. So I'm just trying to say we need to keep about his word in ourselves, in our souls, in our minds, that we know Yahuwah cannot lie. Let's go to Bereshit chapter 15, Genesis. We're going to talk about Abraham. Verse 11. And when the fowls came down upon the carcass, Abram drove them away. When the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, a horror, great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that your seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. And you shall go to their fathers in peace, and you shall be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall come here again. For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, and behold, a smoke furnace and burning lamp that passed between those pieces. And that same day Yahuwah made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto your seed have I given this land, from the rivers of Mizraim unto the great river, the river Pereth, the what's that word right there? Corinth, and Cordonium, the Chittim, the Pezerite, and the Rephaims, and the Emorite, and the Kenium, and the Gershonims,